Lights, cameras, hit them with that action.
Alright, this is Legendary Team Sonny of TCG with my brother here, Terry Cockerill. What'd you do?
I won first place with locals this past week.
What did you play with?
We play water, but a bit of a twist this time. We played Umi Control.
Alright. Let's get with this deck profile here.
Alright. Start off with the monsters, the main deck. Scooch that up. 3 Ocean Lord. This card is absolutely cracked. As soon as you summon it on the board and you control an Umi, both players can only control one non-water monster, so it's like a walking Gozen slash Tikaboo. And it also is a free search for any Umi or Sea Stealth Spell Trap or Kairos Spell Trap. So it's a really flexible card. Hands down the most broken card in the deck. This locks out so many decks. If you play against any deck that like gives you a monster, you just don't even care. You just tribute summon over it with Umi on the field or any other cards in the deck that are considered Umi, and it just makes them clear the board, and then they can't really play. It's such an amazing card.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And it's 2K, which is nice. 3 Electric Jellyfish. This card's also really good. While Umi's on the field, it becomes a monster spell negate, and then if it negates, it gains 800 attack and defense permanently. Once per turn while it's on the field, you can send a Umi from your deck to the graveyard to special summon any water monster from your hand. So any water monster, which is nice.
Pretty nice.
So it can get like Ocean Lord onto the board and just allow you to just clear their board, which is nice.
Yeah.
Then the only other 2 waters that were played was 1 Gamma Seal, and one of this card is also an MVP, Mega Fortress Well.
Yeah.
Obviously this is searchable with cards that you play in the deck, so great for that reasons, but other funny things too. Mega Fortress Well is insane. If Umi's on the field, you can activate this effect during your main phase. All water monsters you control can attack directly this turn.
Yeah.
So, and he's 2550. And with cards like a Legendary Ocean that exist, it boosts all waters by 200, so he becomes 2750. Bestials can't beat over him. Druisworm is like the only way they can out it, but with cards you play in the deck, Druisworm doesn't do anything to his deck, so you don't really care. Yeah, it's pretty insane. I didn't play any vanillas. I'm still experimenting, but that's kind of just what I went with. That's all for the water monsters. Then the generic only monster hand trap I played was 3 Nibiru. Never resolved this during the tournament, but always good to have against combo decks, cash, unchained, etc. It's just nice to clear their board. Plus, you might have instances that come up where you don't have the body to summon Ocean Lord, and you don't have access to Umi. So if you Nibiru them and interrupt a combo, you could just like tribute. You could battle phase, walk over something with a Nibiru,
right?
And then, or even just tribute the Nibiru for Ocean Lord and just get Ocean Lord in the field as quick as possible.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty nice. Now for the spells. 3 of Legendary Ocean. This card is treated as Umi. Absolutely insane. You want to get to this card and Ocean Lord as quickly as possible. When you activate it, all water monsters on the field and in the hand become reduced by 1. It not only sets up your plays, but it actually screws up some decks' plays.
Yeah.
Especially some decks that want to synchro that have waters. So like Sword Soul, Moyi gets reduced by a level, so does the token they summon. Against Cash, Ogre becomes a 6, so they can't Ixie with it.
Makes your 5s into 4s, and then you can just summon them on the field.
Pretty much, yeah. Some normal summon Ocean Lord from hand, and since this is already on the field, you immediately apply Ocean Lord, and it just clears the board.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. And it gives all waters on the field 200 attack and defense.
Not bad.
And if you pair this with cards like Kraken, it's even funnier, because then like everything on their whole Kashtira board gets shrunk by 1, and then they can't Ixie at all for anything.
Yeah.
So they can't make Orb, they can't hard make a Rise Heart, they can't do anything. It's just amazing. Then consistency cards. 3 Prosperity. Insane. Was able to find side deck cards with it. Was able to find starters, etc. with it. You might have hands where you have 2 of these, but you just got to bolster the consistency as much as possible. Get the Ocean Lord as quick as you can, and the field spell. Really great card. And you don't really care about doing damage as much in this deck anyway. So Then 3-fish sonar. The roto of the deck adds any monster 7 or lower that mentions Umi in its text from deck to hand. Then if you control Umi, you can special on the water normal from your deck. I don't play any normals in this deck,
Right.
but it's just great being a rota for Ocean Lord. It's just another card that gets you to it. So it's like six copies of Ocean Lord, which is really, really good. Then for the other spells, the other card that is also treated as Umi, Sea Stealth 2. This card is absolutely insane. This protects your board from your water monsters from being targeted by non-water effects. Your opponent cannot target them. So like some of the Unchained effects, like the dog and such, that allow you to target to link off. They can't target anything on your field because it's a dark. It's a dark, and so same thing with some other cards like I believe Dark Armed, the Ixie targets. I believe Draco Sack targets. Just like a lot of outs. Cashier Arise Heart can't even banish any of your monsters face down, which is huge.
Yeah.
And at the start of the battle phase, really broken effect, able to special summon a monster that mentions Umi from your hand or grave. So you can summon Ocean Lord from hand or grave if they've cleared the Ocean Lord, or if you use another card in the deck to remove it till the end phase. You can just drop another one during their battle phase when they've got a game-winning board. They think they've won, and then you just summon it from the hand or grave. They don't expect it, and then it just clears their board.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, so like, you know, they got 4 bodies, and then you summon it at the start of the battle phase, and then just clear their board.
Yeah.
It's also a way that you get Whale onto the field. It's one of your best ways to actually get Whale on the field, one of your only ways, but it's also a great way because you could special summon Whale during the battle phase against Kashtira and at the start of the battle phase, and then just immediately fire Whale on the summon during their battle phase and just pop Fenrir or whatever that threatens you, and they pretty much can't really deal with it. This card is also Umi on the field or grave, which is cracked. Just amazing card, so it allows Jellyfish, Ocean Lord, everything to be alive. It's really, really good. Next up are the last 2-ubs. Well, I guess I'll go to these ones last. Well, let me just go to these 1-ubs first, and then I'll mention the next 2-ub.
Right.
1 Extrav. I saw a regional deck list playing one of this. It was pretty good. I resolved it once. It's funny if this gets ashed and you got Prosperity in your hand, because if this gets ashed, you haven't drawn with card effects this turn, so then you can play Prosperity in the same turn. So
right.
That's pretty good. And it's a +1. And sometimes you need the +1 for some plays in the deck. Sometimes you need both a Sea Stealth 2 and a Legendary Ocean for some plays. It just depends. 1 Terraforming, so 4th copy of a Legendary Ocean, also known as Umi. 1 called by. I use this to stop an Avermax from shuffling a card after I Gamma Sealed it.
That's pretty good.
So just immediately outed it.
Yeah, just get rid of that Aeromax.
Yep. We ain't shuffling none of those cards back in here.
Yeah.
2 Foolish Barrel Goods, and the reasoning for that is we play 2 of arguably one of the only outs to some cards in the deck, and that is 2 Ice Barrier. And some people may be thinking, well, why not just play 1? Well, yes, you want to do the search, but sometimes there's just some things that you can't deal with. The effect as a battle trap doesn't target, it doesn't destroy, it permanently negates and permanently makes 0.
I saw you use that against who was it again? Dylan.
Yeah,
he just negated it.
Summoned the Avermax and it negated it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It just outs things like that. And just some things that like can't be targeted by card effects, things that have targeting protection. It's just another great out. Plus, it's another way to stop them from beating over like Jellyfish or something.
I think he also did that against James and Salad on Saturday. That you did that, you lost.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And just turn his 3K dude into 0.
Yeah, it was funny.
It wasn't half bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can use the effect more than once a turn. Oh, also, one more hilarious interaction here. Absolutely hilarious, and I love this interaction. If you have this in the grave and you haven't used its effect, because the condition where you can only special on water monsters until the end of the next turn were to occur, if you haven't used it within the last turn and it's their turn, and they have reached an opportunity for you to Nibiru, what you can do, which is really funny, is you could activate Nibiru as Chain Link 1 to tribute the field, and then banishes from the grave as Chain Link 2 during their turn to dump a water, a 5 or higher, and then add back a water from grave. And this condition where you can only special on waters immediately applies. So Nibiru just clears the whole field, and then Nibiru stays in hand. So this is actually another funny interaction that you can do.
I think he's tried doing that one time. It was funny. He's like, I'm not getting a token. He's like, nope.
Nope, you're not getting anything. Nope, the whole board's getting wiped. And if you can't establish anything on the next turn, I'm just going to Nibiru you again.
Yeah, it's just like a free wipe, and then you had Nibiru again for
pretty
their
much.
next turn. It was whacked. It was pretty good.
It was pretty insane. Then only other hand trap I played, 3 Imperm. Pretty good. Able to negate stuff in column does come up, especially when you've got some of your floodgates face up as well, and also just going second is nice against cash.
Right.
So really good for that. Then
the spells, right?
No, this is the most broken card in the deck, I'd argue, Sea Stealth Attack. This card is absolutely bonkers. This card has 3 effects in one card.
Wow.
And all of the effects are not once per turn. Upon activation, you can activate an Umi from your hand or grave. Sea Stealth 2 is treated as Umi in the grave, so you can activate that in your spell trap zone with this card upon activation.
Yeah.
Or you can activate a legendary ocean and immediately just put Umi on the field. And quick effect, either player's turn, soft once per turn. You can banish a water you control until the end phase. Face-up spells and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, including itself. So, like, if they tried to, like, I had this come up at the tournament where I had Umi face-up because of this.
Yeah.
I had Jellyfish and I had Kairishin, so they were locked. And the one spell that they wanted to do, like Book of Moon, or activate an engine card, like targeting... activate an engine card, I chain Jellyfish to negate, and they chain like Imperm in response to the Jellyfish. I just chain Sea Stealth and banish the Jellyfish and just dodge the Imperm, and then it just comes back.
I think I remember you saying something about that.
I also used this to, when I knew I was getting Zeus after 2 Book of Moon were dropped and a Talents to stop my board for a turn. I banished Ocean Lord with this until the end phase. They just Zeus wiped this in the ocean, and I was able to just bring the Ocean Lord back in the end phase. Zeus was spent, and then you just set up the same board again. This card is absolutely cracked. It also turns all original level 5 and higher waters you control into all constructs, basically, catasters almost. Anything it battles, as long as it's an original 5 and higher water, it will destroy immediately.
That's pretty
start
sick.
damage step. So they can't beat over you by battle. It just makes it really hard for them to clear your Dragon Lord.
Right.
It's amazing. It also protects Whale, too, from things. Then this is like your win con. Dark Reef, Kairishin's Dark Reef. This card is absolutely insane as well. You send a face-up Umi from you control to the graveyard and special summon up to two monsters from hand or deck that mention Umi with different names. And if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon a number of water normals from the deck. Again, I don't play any normals, so it just summons typically Jellyfish and Kairishin. If I need like a second Kairishin or a second Jellyfish, I'll go for that. Compared to what's already on my board, or it depends. If I think I need Whale, I can go for Whale. It's just you have the option, which is nice.
Right.
So like if you summon a second Kairishin after you've already summoned one on your turn 1 with this, and search this with it, and you summon another one on their turn, if they've got one Imperm isn't enough. They need 2, because they have to Imperm both of them if they're going to attempt to make a board.
Wow. And
they can't beat over your board that way. It also stops like Zeus plays and stuff. It's really, really funny. You even could get Kaiju'd, then activate this, summon the Kairishin from deck anyway, and then you've got Sea Stealth, and then if they gave you Gamma Seal, then they can't beat over the Gamma Seal because of Sea Stealth attack, so it's just hilarious. So you wipe my board, and I'm just going to summon another couple guys during your turn anyway, and lock you out.
Not bad.
Amazing. And then 3 Degenerate Gozen. Reason being is, with Sea Stealth attack protecting all face-up back row, this card just makes the most sense. Because if they're playing a deck that even does have like 1 or 2 waters that you know about, you can Gozen lock them into water, if anything, and then
I think you did that against Cashier, right?
Yes.
That they only were able to play Ogre or something.
It's come up against Unchained as well.
Yeah.
Because like they could summon the water one, which can pop back row, but what does popping back row do? Well, you got Sea Stealth attack on the field too.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything at all. And if you just lock them under that, they have to spend their battle phase. They get out a guy from deck with a different attribute, but then that still doesn't get them anywhere because Sea Stealth is such an impressive card.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gozen was really good. Being able to, it's also essentially like another Ocean Lord. So if they summon like Fossildyna, Evermax, and like maybe some other body or like a bunch of different attributes, it still just clears their board just like a Kairishan would anyway. So even if you don't open Kairishan, this is the next best thing.
Cool.
So that was all for the main deck.
All right.
It's pretty insane. Extra deck. Extra deck is debatable. I mean, like, these cards didn't really come up. One Anima, I was debating on playing Droll, didn't play it. Phoenix never came up, but I mean, these are really just food for Extrav and Prosperity, if to be honest.
Yeah.
2 Stealth
basic
Kraken.
ditches.
Yeah, 1 Honor Arc. Kraken did come up. Against Cash, you turn everything on the board in the water. They can summon 3 guys. Everything is reduced by 1 with a Legendary Ocean in the field, so they can't Ixie.
Right.
And then when they get to like the 3rd monster, you could use Sea Stealth, banish this until the end phase. Everything is now its original attribute again, and with Ocean Lore in the field, they just got to send 2 of their guys.
Oh, okay.
So you could like blow up one of their guys, burn them, attack on their turn, blow up something else, and then banish it and just clear their board while you got Ocean Lore. It's such an impressive card.
Yeah.
Sea Stealth with this card is absolutely ridiculous. Baguska, never needed it. If it comes up, it comes up. It's funny against Pearly, it's funny against some other decks, but no, didn't see it. 3 Abyss Dweller just because we can.
Yeah, you gotta stop that graveyard.
Yep, Grand Pulse. I actually summoned Grand Pulse once. Used it to attempt to pop Mechanico back row. That was okay. It wasn't half bad. 2 Nashonite, because you play a couple number guys in the extra deck. I just don't have any other number guys really at the moment, but pretty much you can detach 2 materials, suck up one of your opponent's cards, and then attach another number guy from your extra deck to him, so every turn you basically get to suck something up.
Yep.
Which is pretty good.
Not bad.
1 Shark, 1 Toad. These actually did get summoned, and then the 1 Zeus. This never got summoned, but it's always there if you need it, and if you can't establish like a board, or if you've got a really good hand and you can somehow make an Ixie play, then yeah, it's not bad for that either. But most of these are just food for the pots.
Not bad.
Side deck.
All right.
Most powerful card debatingly in the side deck, I'd argue, at least hand trap anyway, was Dimension Shifter.
I hate that card.
I do as well. It's the reason why my other water deck can't play to a degree, unless I meant like Croc Dragon or whatever. But
yeah, I got slaughtered.
Yeah. This card, you don't want to main deck it because obviously Cash is running around, and 2, this technically, if you drop this on turn 1, it conflicts with Jellyfish if you have Jellyfish and Ocean Lord in hand, so you can't effectively use Jellyfish because it has to send Umu from deck to grave as cost, so it stops the Jellyfish effect. So that's why you only want to side this when you're going second, because you can afford to draw that 6th card and potentially, draw Ocean plus Ocean Lord and play while you're under your own shifter.
Give you a better start. Just dropping it on your opponent.
Plus with Sea Stealth attack, this is even more impressive because if they battle anything, or if you battle any of their guys with Ocean Lord or any 5 or higher original water while Sea Stealth is up, while this is active, it just banishes their monster and it's gone. Like,
it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad for sure. 3 Judgment. This is to counter side deck cards that try to beat this deck. Sea Sykes, Evenly, things like that to a degree.
Yeah.
Denko Seka, if anyone's playing it, I guess. But
who knows?
Yeah, anything can happen. So yeah. 2 Iron Wall. This is for Cash. Not really much else to say. It's also for Dragon Link to a degree, and
can't banish beast tools and stuff.
Yeah. Also really funny. You can protect this as well because it's a face-up spell trap with Sea Stealth attack, so they can't even blow this up, even if they can banish. So they pretty much have got no out to this.
Right.
And 1 Debarrier, 2 Dark Hole, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Elstorm, and 1 Thrust.
Yeah.
Pretty much to find any of them. Just another copy of everything.
There you go.
I currently just only have 1 as well, but because I refuse to play Secrets. That's just me. But yeah.
Hey, 1 ulti's fine, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with this. Yeah. The Dark Hole never came in. Elstorm did come in once. It was pretty good. It blown out some back row. You can play around your own Elstorm by just setting a field spell, if anything.
Yep.
So, I had an instance where if I had a lightning storm and I got given a face-up field spell, I could just set Ocean over it and then just play lightning storm anyway.
All right.
Yep, but 3 wins, 1 tie, 10 points. Deck worked pretty well. This is my first time actually taking it to a tournament.
So how long did it take you to learn it?
Honestly, not even a week. Deck is very easy. It's very budget friendly. It was not even $50 to build the main. Partially because I own Prosperities already, but Prosperities are getting reprinted. They're becoming more and more affordable. And I recommend anyone to really pick up this deck and take it maybe to a regional because it's a really underrated deck. The prices of things have dropped.
Least expect.
People also just don't know what your cards do.
Yeah.
I did have one game where I did completely brick, where I had like basically no engine, and that's part of the issue of the deck is consistency to a degree, but it's consistent enough to definitely top a regional. I've seen success with it, and I do recommend it to anyone that's interested in playing it. Very budget-friendly deck. That's a good stun deck. It's easy to learn, easy to play. I see no reason why not. It's up there, in my opinion, with levels of like Unchained right now. Except this is a really underrated deck that people don't know what your cards do.
Right.
And it's a good matchup against Cash. It's got a good matchup per se against Unchained. Good matchup against Pearly. It just shuts down a lot of the meta right now.
All right, man. Well, Team Legendary Signee signing off.
Mm-hmm.